Hey everybody, Yankee here. You might know if you've been watching my videos that recently I bought a Beretta 30X Tomcat with the intention of this being my new deep carry gun since my previous deep carry gun got seized by the Popo. And I had to take this gun out and do some testing with it before I could ever carry it. I have to make sure it's reliable. And today I made a second trip to the range with this gun, and I want to let you know what I found out. Now, first off, let's take a quick look at the gun, just a refresher course here on what it is. The 30X Tomcat is an update of the 3032 Tomcat with a few changes on it. They changed to much better sights. They changed to a button instead of a lever to flip up the barrel. They changed the position of the mag release to in front of the grip right here behind the trigger instead of down here on the grip. And also they changed the trigger itself. It is supposedly 30% lighter now, and it does have a flat face trigger. I don't know how much of that is mechanical work that made it lighter and how much of it is just that it's a flat face trigger, and those usually make the trigger feel lighter. And as I mentioned a moment ago, they switched to a button for the pop-up barrel because that is the most important feature of this gun. The most significant feature is that it has that pop-up barrel so that you can load the first round manually. You just load your magazine, put it in, and then you manually load in the first round straight to the barrel. That makes it very easy for people who have arthritis or weakness issues in their hands and can't rack the slide. So that, like I said, is probably one of the most significant features of this gun. However, that's not the reason I bought it. I don't have those issues yet, tick-tock. The reason I bought it is because it does have a manual safety. It's a double action, single action, hammer fired gun with a manual safety. And if you remember, my previous gun had a little issue because there was no manual safety. So I kind of wanted to overcome that problem now by trying a gun that does have one to give you a little extra layer of protection there if someone gets a hold of your gun. Now, I might be totally overreacting on that, but I did want to give this gun a try as my deep carry because, as I said, I have the 3032 and I love that gun. It's always been completely reliable. It's so easy to carry. It disappears when you're carrying it, and just everything about it is really nice. I love the ergonomics. I love the function, etc. The only problem with it is it doesn't have very good sights, and the trigger is not as good as it could have been. This gun takes care of both of those issues, so I wanted to give it a go. So I took it down to the range today. I took it down the other day and put, I'd say about less than 100 rounds through it. And today I took it down and put another 75 through it. And the reason I only put 75 rounds through it is because that's all the 32 ACP ammo I could find. It's really hard to find right now for some reason. I went to multiple places and could only get 3 boxes of 25. And it wasn't range ammo, it was Hornady Critical Defense, so this was an expensive trip to the range. I think I spent $90 on 75 rounds of ammo. That's one big downside to the 32 ACP chambered gun. The ammo is not only expensive, but it's hard to find. Now, when I got it down to the range and actually started shooting it, I was having a little bit of problem. I had 2 failures with the first box of 25 rounds. They were both failures to feed, but it did incapacitate the gun for a second. I had to re-rack the slide. So that right there made me like, I don't know if I can carry this gun. I will not carry a gun if I can't have 100% confidence in it, as no one should. But I will say that there were some special circumstances. During that first box of ammo, I had the first 2 failures in the first 2 magazines. And to be honest, I don't know if my grip is affecting the gun because I was trying to hold it with a thumbs forward grip, which I don't know if that's how I should properly hold this. It's a little difficult. This gun is so small, it's a little difficult to do a thumbs forward grip. I did a thumbs tucked grip for 1 shot and that worked fine. It was much more comfortable, but then I corrected and tried to do a thumbs forward. In fact, I thought the gun had failed on that shot, but it didn't. It was fine. I just not used to a very short reset trigger. And the trigger, since I held it back, didn't seem like it reset, but it did. I just wasn't paying attention. I'm a revolver shooter. I don't pay a lot of attention to trigger resets, so it kind of took me by surprise. But I wish I would have stuck to the tucked thumb grip instead of trying the thumbs forward grip because it really made holding onto the gun kind of awkward. The other factor is that those first 2 magazines, the gun was completely dry. No oiling whatsoever. In fact, I cleaned it out with alcohol before I took it down to the range to make sure it was perfectly dry. Now, some people might say, that's just asking for failure. Why are you doing that? You're sabotaging the gun. Well, I'm a firm believer that if your carry gun won't fire dry, well, then you can't count on that carry gun. Because what if your gun is dry? So I always test a gun dry first. It doesn't really make all that much difference in revolvers, but in semi-autos, it often makes a big difference. And in this one, it seems to have. Now, I will have to say that once I oiled it, once I sprayed it down with a little bit of oil, shook it out real good, and then started shooting the other 2 boxes. In fact, it was the last half of the first box and then the next 2 full boxes. Never had a single malfunction after that. Even with my crappy grip on the gun and not learning yet how to properly hold it, no more malfunctions after those first 2 on the first 2 magazines when the gun was dry. So maybe the gun being dry was the issue, but I can't say that for certain. Maybe it's the magazine itself was needing to break in. Can't determine that yet either because, like I said, I don't have any more ammo to go down and keep shooting. So as of right now, I have to say with what I do know about this gun, I will not carry it. Because those 2 failures were enough to make me say, I'm going to have to do a little more testing. So until I can find some more 32 ACP ammo and afford some more 32 ACP ammo, my conclusion on this gun is it's a fun little gun and I like the upgrades, but I cannot trust it as a carry gun. Once again, I may be overreacting, but until I'm totally confident with it, I will not carry this gun. And I only have the 1 magazine, so like I said, I haven't been able to see if that was a problem with the magazine at first and it just had to work itself out, or maybe the magazine itself needed to be a better magazine. I've got another magazine ordered. Hopefully it'll come soon. I'm probably going to have to order 32 ACP ammo off the internet to get any of that. So once I get those, I'll do some more testing with another magazine and with some more ammo and with, everything else, keeping it oiled up, etc. And then I'll do some more dry testing to see if it actually fires dry. And if it does well in that testing, well, then I'll say, yeah, this gun's great, and I'll carry it like my 30-32. Never had a problem with that gun. But, I never intended that gun as a carry gun, so I don't know if I did the dry testing on that one like I did on this one. So can't say that I was totally fair on both of them. But as I said, got to do a little more testing on this gun. Got to get another magazine, got to get some more ammo, got to test it a little bit more. And if it does well, I'll say it's good for carry. But as of right now, I'm going to say this gun, even though a nice little gun, hasn't proven yet that it's good enough for me to carry.